Hello, my name is Seth Shepard, and this is for FTT217. Today, I will be analyzing three critical components of the AR platform: the bolt carrier group, the barrel extension, and the buffer system. We will cover the dimensions, common malfunctions, potential damage, and the training required to handle them properly. Let's get started. Alright, first up we have the bolt carrier group. The bolt lug geometry has to match the barrel extension precisely. The gas key torque is about 35 to 40 inch-pounds, and it has to have proper staking. And the cam pin clearance ensures smooth bolt cycling. Some malfunctions that can come from any of these being out of tolerance: failure to fire through misaligned firing pin or a worn bolt face, failure to feed through damaged lugs or incorrect headspace, failure to extract weak extractor spring or a worn out claw. Likely damage could be cracked lugs from overpressure, loose gas key from poor staking, and cam pin wear from friction or lack of lubrication. That's why I usually have mine. I took this out when I built it and I lubricated it. That's one of the first things I do when I get a new AR is I make sure that the key components are well lubricated. And some gunsmith training that could help with these is headspace gauging using go or no-go gauges, learning proper staking techniques, and metallurgical inspection basics. Like, these are usually shot peened or magnetic particle inspected when they're manufactured. Some key components that these interact with is, of course, the barrel extension and the gas tube. They both got it aligned properly. If the barrel extension and this doesn't match up, then you're not going to get the right pressures. And the gas key needs to line up because the gas system is how this firearm cycles. If it doesn't, you turn your semi-automatic into a single shot. The barrel extension is another component we're going to go over. Lug spacing and chamber depth affect the bolt lockup and the pressure. I.e., if this doesn't match up precisely, then you're going to have some problems. Feed ramp angle, typically 30 to 45 degrees. It helps with reliable feeding. A component that interacts with is the magazine and the bolt face as it strips the round out of the magazine. Malfunctions or damage would be failure to feed, burrs, or incorrect ramp angle. A failure to lock, a mismatched lug geometry. This wouldn't fit in properly. Overpressure due to improper chamber depth. Damage would be erosion from heat or corrosive ammo. Cracks from improper torque. Throat wear from high round counts. I don't have any problem with that because I don't shoot that many rounds. Some gunsmithing training would be chamber reaming and polishing, torque specs and alignment tools, having those on hand and making sure you check your work. An inspection for erosion and lug integrity. And this component interacts a lot with the upper receiver and the bolt. And headspace and ramp geometry are important. Next, I'm going to go over the buffer system, which includes the lower receiver extension or buffer tube, and the buffer and the buffer spring. The buffer weight is usually about 3 ounces to 5.5 ounces. Spring length and tension must match the tube depth. Tube depth affects bolt travel and cycling. Malfunctions from damage or could be failure to cycle. Incorrect buffer weight or spring tension will make it so the if it's too light or too heavy, the bolt won't cycle properly. If it's too light, the bolt will bounce. A weak spring can cause timing issues with overcycling. Likely damage would be spring fatigue from overcompression, buffer face wear from bolt impact, and tube thread damage from cross threading. Some gunsmith training that could help with these are recoil dynamics and buffer tuning, i.e. trying different weights and springs and buffers. Like in my 300 blackout, I wasn't getting anywhere with standard buffer, so I had to switch to an H1. Spring selection, installation, and proper thread engagement and torque. The components these interact with are the bolt carrier group and receiver extension, and the buffer weight and spring tension must be matched. In conclusion, to maintain reliability of the AR platform, gunsmiths must understand how each component interacts and respect critical dimensions. Damage often results from poor installation or lack of training. Precision inspection and proper tooling are essential. Thank you for watching.